Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back, child. Come on in and take a seat. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. And also, please do not hesitate to hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. Previously on Tyler Perry's Sistas. We see Calvin at the airport. We see Andi and Fatima telling Gary to kick rocks. Boy bye, when it really should be boy gone. And Andi is telling Robin it was a one-time thing, okay? One and done. Don't think you coming back around here no more with that. Zack, I'm pregnant. Are you sure? And scene. When the episode first opens up, you know, Zack and Karen sitting there after she drops this bomb, both of them snotting and crying and whatnot. And she's like, Zack, you heard what I said? Yes, he heard that last ditch effort. Yes, he heard what you said. He said, yes. She said, say something. Look, I know he's hurt because he promised Fatima that he wouldn't hurt her. Now this, Karen, go away. Listen to me. I don't know if I would be able to do this if I were Fatima. Okay, I may have to just let Zack get rid of Karen and all her drama first before I dive in because this is too much, honey. This is too much. I would not want to deal with Karen in this wig for 18 years. It just ain't gonna be able to happen for me, honey. That's just that's just me. Moving forward, he said, well, she said, don't you dare. Don't say, is it mine? Well, is it? I mean, the pastor show up lusting every few episodes, so we don't know who baby this is, okay? So you cannot just sit around and get mad at Zack and tell him not to ask whose it is when you sat up here and lied in his face, trying to act like you and Aaron only got it popping once. Girl, goodbye. So he said, you gonna sit here and lie in my face like y'all never had sex? She said, once. A lot less than you and Fatima, I'm sure. First of all, don't try to get him to admit how many times they've been together, honey. He been hitting it all up and through, and that ain't none of your business. Secondly, why can't you pronounce the word sure? It is sure. S-U-R-E. Are you sure? Like, I get, ugh. Like, it's just baffling to me that she cannot say sure. Oh, that just irks me. A lot less times than y'all, I am sure. Girl, please. She's like, you know, and it was just recently. He said, are you sure? She said, yes, I'm sure. And don't ask me that again. Honey, he's about to ask her again in 5 minutes. So she's like, yeah, you know, I'm just all over the place. I mean, my feelings, my thoughts, that wig. Girl. So he asked her, he said, so what you gonna do? She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm not getting any younger, Zack. Tyler, this is a mess. We don't want this. We don't want this. We do not want Karen to interfere with Fatima. We don't want it. We don't give a damn about what Karen's got going on right now. It's not the truth, Tyler. I'm speaking directly to you, honey. We don't want it. Zack is stressing out. Fatima's wigs are stressing out. We're all stressing out over here in the viewership land. Like, we don't want this. Okay, we really don't. Oh, Karen's so annoying. Oh, child, we don't want it. She said, well, you know, I said if I was going to have a baby, you know, I had wanted it to be with you. Karen, please. So you wanted your child's father to be a man you thought would steal your credit card and cheat on you, and you would drop his grandfather's ashes off at the airport where he was working a dead-end job, but didn't see hide nor hair, didn't have no car, didn't have no place to stay. You always wanted him to be the one that you had a baby by. Girl, shut up. Child, you saying any old thing. Girl, go on. He said, are you sure about that? Tyler, you need some Are You Sure merch, because, child, you gonna Are You Sure us to death, child. Oh, this is a fool. Moving forward. She was like, yeah. He said, okay. She said, can you say something other than okay and well? Okay, well, what else is going on? Honey, you should have added that. He's like, look, give me some time. Damn. Like, you just sprung this on me. Like, give me some time to think about it. Child, ain't that how life is, though? Things get good, then here come Karen in this wig. And child ain't letting that wig go. That part is extra wide. It's just a terrible mess. And this life is just a terrible mess. This is crazy. He's like, my God, Fatima. Yes, Fatima, you promised not to hurt her. And Karen, he is sitting right here next to you. And the first thought in his mind is not, dang, I'm about to be a father. It's Fatima. Now, if this does not tell you that he has moved forward, I don't know what else to say. Moving forward. So then he said, I know this may be a silly question, but are you sure? Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell you he was going to ask again? I told you. Tyler, if you're having writer's block, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Child, this don't make no sense. So she said, I missed my period. He said, I hear you, but that could be lots of things. Did you take a test? She was like, no. Karen, what is this, high school? At your big grown age, you should know that there are many contributing factors to a missed period. So you sitting here just yelling out, I'm pregnant, without even taking a test? Girl, are you insane? This just proves that you just said it to get him to change his mind and come back over there where you were, and it's not happening. All of that snotting and crying before you know for sure. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? Moving forward. So he said, well, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I mean, do you have some here? She was like, no. He said, okay, I'm going to get one. My girls hold me down. Them boys mess around. And we're back. So he leaves. Pam comes into our office, but of course, she's trying to be nosy or whatever. She don't want to talk about it. She was like, just leave, Pam. Honey, especially with Pam, honey. She like to run that mouth of hers. So, she ain't about to tell her not nothing. In the next scene, back at Maurice's apartment, he and Q are sitting there on this tiny purple couch waiting for the popo. I'm like, I don't know, Maurice. They coming, child. Q said, you want to have sex while we wait? Please don't tell me Tyler about to make Q and Maurice a real thing and have him putting money on his books and holding him down on the outside. Tyler, we don't want this either, okay? We don't want Q and Maurice to be a thing. We don't like it, okay? Well, we don't give a damn about Q. Okay, he tried to rob the empty bank and trust. So therefore, and thus and such, he must be eliminated. Moving forward. He's like, Q, cut the crap. He said, I'm just saying, let's go. So then he asked Maurice if he was going to write him while he was in there. He was like, yes, Q. I'm sending you a 4-page letter. Shout out to Aaliyah. Not you gonna write him. So then Q is sitting there trying to convince Maurice how he was such a good guy. Okay, Rihanna, honey, this isn't good girl gone bad. Okay, once you put a gun to my head, I don't care what you used to be. All I know is what you are now, and that's a scumbag. He's like, I'm not a bad guy at the end of the day, and you know that. Maurice was like, well, this was the worst. I know, it really was. It really was the worst. Can I use the restroom? Child, please, let me tell y'all something. I wouldn't trust him walking behind me or anywhere near me when I am not present and forward facing. It ain't no way you about to pull a gun out behind me and put a gun up to the back of my head. I don't trust nothing about Q. No, you cannot use the restroom. You should have worn a depend. If you don't have one will be appointed to you in the court of law. Once you get to the pen, use the restroom down there. Child, please, he wouldn't be using no restroom here. Oh, no, ma'am. Moving forward. In the next scene, Hayden peanut head stuff in that orange shirt trying to get the tea on Zack and his stock. So they're giving it to him over the phone, right? He's like, he's an ex-con. There's no way he should know about this stock. It's some insider trading going on. I just know it is. He's like, I'm going to find out about it. Well, Scooby-Doo, it doesn't matter what you investigate. What you going to do about it? Like, get a life. Hayden really makes my skin crawl. Moving forward. In the next scene, Fatima comes into Andy's office to tell her that she's heading out and to apologize. Fatima, why are you apologizing? She came to your job with the foolishness. I mean, if you cross the line, then it's going to be whatever it is. Like, why are you steady apologizing to Andy? Girl is giving too hard up for a friend. So, of course, y'all know Andi accepted, honey, because she thinks she's the queen bee. She said, did you tell Zack? She said, yeah, I did. She said, what did he say? He said he was going to call her, but I told him not to. Fatima's like, I really want to be with him, Andi. Don't tell Andi nothing. Give her nothing. Oh, I can't stand Andi sometimes, too. Andi going to say, well, then you should be. Andi, you wrong for that, honey. From a friend perspective, you are wrong for that. If my best friend since college sat in another woman's face, knowing I still love that ex, and tell her, you should go for it, knowing that I'm at home crying in a bad wig, oh, you're done. You're dead to me. You're done. Like, you are done. Moving forward. Danny is over at the crib waiting on Sabrina. Danny, you look nice. Okay, dress. Because, child, that Mary had a little lamb dress was awful. Tyler must have heard our cry. Thank you, Tyler. Wardrobe looking nice for the girls' night out at Club Eden. We love to see it. So Sabrina shows up, dressed like she's on the way to the office. Girl, do you know how to dress down? This ain't the empty bank. Moving forward. So Danny is like, Karen ain't coming. I called her and she didn't answer. So Sabrina said, well, let me try to call her. hello, are you coming? Did you get the text about, Club Eden? She's like, is Andi going to be there? She said, yeah. What happened between y'all? She was like, well, I'm not coming. She's like, no, you have to come. Just at least think about it. She was like, okay, I guess I'll think about it. So then they hang up the phone, and Danny is feeling some kind of way because she didn't answer when she called. And let me tell y'all something. I would feel a way too, especially when you answer for her to come and see Zack when he skedaddled away from that airport before she could get there. Then you actually called Zack for her to speak to him. And let's not forget that she also met him in your home. Okay? I would be pissed. Girl, you don't see me calling? Maybe she was crying at that point, honey, and pulling that wig back out of her eyes, honey. We don't know what was happening. But I would be pissed as well. She's like, no, that's messed up. So Sabrina was like, Danny, just relax. Sabrina, hush. So then Danny was like, well, she not coming. So Sabrina is having some wine, which is an awful idea after taking that Valium. Girl, y'all don't need Karen anyway. Y'all don't need her sourpuss behind. She don't bring nothing to the party, okay? So please let her stay wherever it is she's at. So Danny's like, I need to get my mind right before we go, though, because, Preston never called me back. Sabrina was like, why? She said, I don't know. I called him, and he don't have enough nerve to tell me he fell asleep. That's why he didn't call me back. Let me just tell you something. Under some more circumstances, I might say he playing games and you might be in trouble. But it's Preston, and I don't really see him doing that. But child, Tyler can take some twists and turns, so you just never know. So Sabrina was like, I think he's telling the truth. I do too, Sabrina. I just feel like, Danny made this bed, and now she panicking because she got to lie in it by herself. Moving forward. So Danny is like, yeah, this is how it starts. You start talking less and less, and then slowly you stop talking altogether. She's like, well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he don't call me tonight, do you see me? Yes, ma'am, you looking good. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Them curls still ain't filled, but you looking good in that dress, girl. So Sabrina going to say, yeah, you never looked better. Yes, this is the best that she's looked in episodes. This is true. Sabrina and Danny had such a sweet exchange as friends. Danny was like, why don't you call Calvin? And she was like, no, I don't feel like calling him right now. Danny was trying to be supportive and whatnot. I'm like, okay, growth. Okay, character development. We love to see that, Tyler. Moving forward. In the next scene, Danny and Gary are at the apartment talking. They meet again. I was like, child, it's finna be on. So she's telling him that she's going out with the girls. And I was thinking to myself, why does he need to know that if you're trying to be done with him? Like, he doesn't need to know where you're going. So Gary is trying to talk to her, right? She's like, you know what? I don't want to do this because I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say, I'm sorry about my ex-wife. I'm sorry about the therapist. I'm going to get a new therapist. I love you. He said, no, but you forgot one thing. She said, what? He said, I know the girl that you were with the other night. Now, how did you come to know the girl that she got down with? I can't wait to hear this. She said, what? Yes, girl. What is the question? She's like, what girl? Gary was like, she said you didn't even ask her name, but her name's Gabrielle. And how would you know? She said, and? He said, so you just having threesomes now with a man and a woman? Like, is this who you are now? He's like, you know what? All the things you thought I was going to say and you're in the wrong. Baby, Andi didn't care not one bit about what he was talking about. She was like, okay, She said, are you done? Oh, and Gary, how do you know her? He said, I just do. She said, that's fascinating because I did talk to her afterwards and she was very delightful. Honey, I know she was. She said, I also went to her Instagram page and she posted the cutest selfie. And I saw you there. Not your face, but I saw your ass. She said, I know that's anywhere. So he looking crazy. He was like, that was a long time ago. She said, no, it wasn't. Not all of y'all basically sleeping together. So Andy's sleeping with Robin and Gabrielle, who's sleeping with Gary, who's sleeping with Gabrielle, who's sleeping with Robin. Like, what is happening? Like, child, it's a call, girl. Moving forward. My thought was, how is Gary not losing it? Like, he lost his mind when he thought she touched another man. He wasn't even privy to the information. This is just what he thought. But the fact that he knows who she slept with and it was two of them and he ain't saying nothing. He's like, what does it matter? We aren't together. She's like, because you're a lying snake of a man. Takes a snake to know a snake. Y'all can slither together, okay? Birds of a feather, if you ask me. He's like, the whore having threesomes? She's like, you better be careful. He said of. She said of saying something that you're going to regret. He said, I regret everything I ever said to you. Y'all don't get tired of arguing with y'all work clothes on and passing? Like, y'all don't never sit down in this apartment. This apartment gets absolutely no love. Like none at all. But baby, he hurt her with that one. Child's tears started welling up in her eyes as he got his luggage and tugged it on out of there. In the next scene, Zack shows up and Pam realizes he has pregnancy tests in the bag. She's like, you wasting money when I got all those tests in the bag? He was like, how did you know this was a pregnancy test? Child, y'all know Pam know everything, child. She just as nosy as they come. He's like, Karen, come get your girl. Ooh, you mad nosy, yo. Child, a straight New York came out of him. Honey, where are these people from? Like, is this supposed to be New York? Is it South Carolina? Is it Atlanta? Honey, there's just so many accents going on up and through. So Karen is like, Pam, I'm tired of you being in my business. I'm tired of you being nosy. I'm sick of it. And honey, we sick of you. We're sick of you and Hayden. You won't go away. And she has no choice, honey. She's bored. The only people that ever come in this shop are Zack and Aaron. Girl gone. So she's like, if one person finds out, I'm telling you, I am firing you. Pam said, I promise. I'm not going to say anything. Child, why Zack done brought back 50 tests? I said, what is happening? She was like, why did you buy so many tests? He was like, I want to make sure. Honey, I know that's right. So while he's in the waiting area, Fatima calls. Hey. He was like, what's up? She was like, where you at? He said, I'm at the salon. She was like, Karen's salon? I thought I asked you not to call her. He said, I didn't call her. I just came here. She's like, oh, so you playing games? He said, no, Fatima, trust me. I'm not playing games. Honey, but Karen is. She's like, so why are you there? He said, we're just talking. She said, about what? He said, I'll tell you later. I'm going to tell you face to face. I would have said, oh, okay, cool. Face to face. I would have came right on down to the shop. Skirt. Hey, Zack, you said you wanted to talk to me face to face. Here I am. Baby, I would have showed right up to that shop. Child, please. He's like, but wait a minute. I got to run to the house and sign this paperwork, and I'm going to be right there. I promise. I couldn't do this. Like, I couldn't do this. Karen will work my nerves with all this clingy crap that she does. She doesn't want to accept the fact that we are now in a relationship. So now it's like Three's company, and I just wouldn't be able to do that. I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it. Moving forward. Back at Maurice's, he hears a knock at the door. Here he go. Who is it? Boy, if you don't get up and answer the door, it's the po-po. You called him, didn't you? But I guess he don't want to turn his back to Q. Honey, I would have been walking backwards, creeping right on to that door to open it up. So he's like, come on in. So they come in, and these are the most unconvincing looking cops I have ever seen in my life. I'm like, who hired Howdy Doody? Child, he came in looking like he was dressed up as a cop for Halloween. I was like, Tyler, child, at least get the wardrobe together. You got too much money for that, honey. This is a fool. So Maurice puts his hands up, right? And the cop was like, what are you doing? He said, I'm just putting my hands up because y'all like to shoot us. He's like, sir, what's going on? He said, he's right here. I mean, he's wanted for armed robbery. The cop's still standing there. He's like, can I get your name, please? He said, Q, Quincy Delano. So he turns around with his hands behind his back. And here go Maurice. Do you need my handcuffs? Maurice, not now. Like, not now. Boy, pipe down. Oh, child. So while he's handcuffed, he's still standing there having a full-on dialogue with Maurice, while the cop is patiently waiting for them to finish. Child, what is this? They wouldn't even let me get my license out good without rushing me. I was like, oh, child, wait a minute. Hold on a second, honey. I got to find it. Oh, child, how rude. And he was just standing there with his arm on Q's shoulder, waiting for him to see if Maurice was going to write him in the big house. Boy. So while he's being taken away, Calvin in his half-tucked shirt, they come in asking all the questions, asking what happened. He's like, I thought you were in Florida. Calvin said, you know, planes go both ways. Maurice said, they say you do too. I hollered at that. He's like, just tell me why the boy was here. So he tells him that he wanted to turn himself in. He's like, but why bring him here? But why from you? I was like, what is going on? So Maurice said, why are you being so dramatic? He's like, oh, I'm dramatic? Yes, you're dramatic AF. And honey, I was wondering the same thing. Like, what are you doing right now? This ain't making no sense. So Calvin asking all these questions. Maurice was like, look, I was saying anything to him to get him to go with the police. He's like, well, you're probably going to write him right now. I know you. He said, well, maybe I am. The D was immaculate. He's like, look, I don't want to, please. I don't want to know anything about that. Just go. Just go. Maurice said, no, you go. This is my house. I lost the only man that I ever loved to jail. Maurice, if you don't shut up, that boy didn't love you. He loved his freedom. He knew you was a fool. Child, he knows how gullible you are. Maurice, you can find somebody else. You don't need Quincy. Moving forward. In the next scene, Karen comes out with the 2 pea sticks, and now they're waiting. She said, you know, whatever it says, this ain't where my life was supposed to be and where we are. So she picks it up, and Charlie said positive. Is she really gonna be pregnant? You know, sometimes they give you false positives, but she did take 2. I hope the spinoff is not going to be Karen, Zack, and Fatima. I'm not in the mood for that. But then maybe I might be in the mood for that because it's going to be some drama, and then I can talk about Karen and them wigs. So we'll just see how it works out. But y'all, I cannot believe it was actually positive. She said, what we going to do? He said, it's on you. She said, me? He said, yeah. She said, I'm not having an abortion. He said, look, I'm not asking you to do that. It's your body. She said, you think I should? He said, no. I think you should do what Karen has been doing, which is what is best for you. She's like, I'm going to do what's best for this baby. Girl, please. He said, but Karen, no matter what you decide, we not going to be together. Did he say it with meaning this time, Karen? Honey, did you get the message this time? She said, you have made that so clear. He said, I moved on. So I'm going to go ahead and go. She said, yeah, you might want to go because you're pissing me off. See, this the little attitude right here. This the reason why he don't want to dip back around the block. This the reason why you don't want to drive back. Your attitude. It is terrible. He's like, just let me know my role and let me know what you want me to do monetarily, like, as a father. And then he's like, I know you got Aaron now. So when you figure that, let me know. Zack, honey, now I'm kind of side-eyeing you because why you got so much aggression when it comes to you speaking about Aaron? I mean, if you don't want her, then you shouldn't be worried about if she's with Aaron or not. And why does she have to call you to tell you about what the responsibilities will be? They will be that of a parent. Like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what does that have to do with it? But I mean, you could not be the father as well. Because her and Aaron did have sex shortly after y'all had sex because he wanted to feel whatever it is you were feeling. So you might be right. It might be his baby. Moving forward. So Pam comes out to comfort Karen and she's breaking down. Child, life will definitely throw you a curveball. That title was so fitting for this episode. Pam was really supportive though. She even said she was going to be a babysitter and Karen was like, girl, one step at a time. Moving forward. The ladies show up to Club Eden. Thank goodness Sabrina changed her clothes. Oh, child. Then Danny gonna have the unmitigated gall to say, I'm glad you changed, girl. I know you didn't. Pot, meet kettle. Girl, goodbye. And none of y'all can dress if you really want to be real. So Sabrina's like, what are we doing here? And like, what's going on with you? She was like, you remember I was telling you about Preston? So then Danny tells her about how she was on the phone and Preston thought that she had hung up, but she could actually hear in the background that his cousin was offering him a refreshing beverage and he was complimenting her sundress. So Sabrina was like, was it flirty? She was like, yeah, kissing cousins flirty. Sabrina is acting totally loopy, talking about, I'm just coming down off the volume. Girl, you mixed it with wine. So Danny goes, why are you popping pills? Honey, this is what I want to know. Like, this don't even make no sense. Now you got her as a pill popper. She's a weed head. She's a pill popper. She's a mistress. You know what, Tyler? I'm starting to think you might not like us too well. Like, I don't like the way the black women are being depicted. This is some tomfoolery. Not she a weed head. You know what? I just had an epiphany. She is a weed head. She popping pills. She is a mistress. And she's going to be a single mother. Okay, Tyler. So Sabrina was like, I just feel so anxious when I talk to Calvin, especially about sex. I mean, if I could just take that part away, then I'd probably be with him. Sabrina, you don't want that man. Please leave that man alone. Because, you're wasting time. So Danny was like, so are you going to, strap on? She said, no, I'm not. So Andi finally shows up and her dress was cute as well. Okay, Andi, you got the boobage and everything. They wanted to find out what happened between her and Karen. She's like, well, if you must know, we had an incident. She was like, she came up to my job. Danny said, well, why is she mad, Andrea? I know that's right, y'all. Please tell us why she's upset. She said, she might have heard me tell Fatima to go for it with Zack. Danny was like, why the hell would you do that? Danny is like me. Like, why would you tell her that? Andi said, well, he's moved on. Danny said, yes, but she has not. Well, that's her problem, child. If she ain't moved on, then it ain't nothing we can do about that. Andi ain't a real friend, though, as far as friends are concerned, because actually the only two that are friends to each other is Danny and Sabrina. Karen and Andi always got some type of secret. Honey, I hate when people know all my business, but they don't want to tell me any of theirs. Child, you will not be a friend of mine. Moving forward. She's like, y'all don't be mad at me, too. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Danny said you were supposed to stay out of it, just like you did when you weren't answering questions when she asked you the other day. I know that's right, honey. Tell her, Danny. Andi is fake AF, honey. She just is. So then Danny said, well, she loves him. It's sad. Andi was like, no, it's actually pathetic. I'm sick of it. Well, child, we all sick of it, honey. And I mean, I guess that's the first thing that Andi has actually said that has made some sense, because it is quite pathetic. But I mean, we have all been there. Okay, I can't even sit here in front like I ain't been there before. Okay, we have all been there with that one. Y'all know that one. Andrea, you got a few pathetic moments under your belt as well. That threesome being one of them. Moving forward. So then Karen shows up, and child, I was shocked. She's like, did Andi give her side? Danny gonna say, just that at a point you may have walked upon her talking to so-and-so Fatima. Andi was like, that's great. You're doing good. That was great. Good. So Karen said, nah, that ain't all. Danny said, here to thus and so. Would you like to add anything to that? Tyler, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Don't try to mangle my words like you didn't want her to say therefore and thus and such. Okay, I caught that. What in the heck is here to thus and so? Ugh. Oh, child, honey, this is just a fool. Moving forward. Karen was like, well, she encouraged her to be with Zack. So Sabrina's like, but y'all are over? Danny said he's moved on. Karen was like, yeah, I know. I wish somebody would have told me. Danny said he did tell you that. He told you that, Karen. Now, whether or not you wanted to accept it, that's your business. But he did say that. She's like, he wasn't serious. Y'all know how many times we broke up? Danny is like, he said it. Let it go. So then Andi finally had some tea. She was like, Karen, he told Fatima he loved her. Well, y'all, he told her the same thing, y'all. Then Sabrina discloses a customer's personal information by telling them that Zack's stock is up to $1.4 million and he just bought a house and he was supposed to close on it today. Sabrina, is it the volume? Okay, you need to be fired. That's why I said he should have went to another bank, honey. I knew Sabrina was going to do that. They might as well just get a bag of salt and pour it on top of Karen's crooked wig, because, baby, all the salt they add into this wound. I was like, oh, honey, I wouldn't want no girlfriends like this. My girls hold me down. That's the first part of the song. My girls hold me down. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Moving forward. So Sabrina is like, I'm sorry, Karen. Karen goes, why am I so mad? It's that crooked wig. Tyler has had you in that wig for 18 episodes. I would be mad as well. She's like, you know what? Let's just forget about it. Let's just get something to drink. So Danny was like, yeah, let's just get you a little alcoholic beverage to make you feel better. She was like, no, I don't want anything to drink. She was like, no, you might need it. She said, I don't want anything to drink, Danny. Oh, girl, it's going to be Captain Obvious when you get through with it. Moving forward. Over at Zack's new structure, because y'all know it's not fully a house yet, Chocolate Andi is there having him sign the papers with the romantic music playing in the background. I'm like, why is this music so romantical? Tyler, don't start that, okay? Because that lady looking like she might be integrated into this episode. No, I don't want nothing to do with that, okay? Please let Zack stay on the straight and narrow. Honey, this is a fool. So he gets the keys. He's all happy doing his little dance. Here comes Lucifer, a.k.a. Hayden. How does he keep entering this space? Zack needs to maybe resort to violence. I mean, it's just got to be done. He's like, congrats on closing, but you may want to talk to me about this insider trading. He is obsessed with Zack, just like he's obsessed with Fatima, just like Karen is obsessed with Zack. It is a whole group and episode and storyline of obsession. And child, that was the end of the episode. And y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about Fatima sitting at home chilling with her wine while Zack is over there with pregnancy tests. Why did Pam have to go in there before she did? Do y'all think it was Pam's pee on that stick? I don't think Karen would stoop that low, but y'all, you never know. What y'all think about Karen actually being pregnant? Oh, child, it's just so many. What do y'all think? Honey, comment down below and tell me exactly what you think. Don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.